So we are too ready for the next round. Let's take a look at the matchups now. For round 2, Bigfoot knocks out the Gravedigger, so he'll go against Nightmare. Nightmare victorious over UFO. Also in round 2 competition, Barefoot and Fred Schaefer victorious over American Made. He'll match up against King Crunch Scott Stevens, who you just saw knock out Gary Porter and the Carolina Crusher. And Overkill has knocked out Tropical Thunder. He'll take on Snakebite, victorious over No Problem. So round 2 competition getting underway here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. A very muddy track. We've had rain in the area, but once again the fans are up into the grandstands, so they're dry. A little wet out there on the racetrack. We take a look at Kurt Dabney from Fort Wayne, Indiana. He drives Nightmare, and here's what happened in round 1. He went up against UFO.
Dabney really came off the right lane, rolled the first jump, and then pulled the trigger on the second jump. The truck is new to him. Dabney's been around, the truck's been around. He puts the two of them together, and they're getting that time in the seat. But boy, that starting line is really crucial. Now, look, the drivers are doing dry hops, trying to dig a little bit of a hole where they can get some bite. Andy Brass will be coming out of St. Louis, Missouri, in the Bigfoot of Bob and Marilyn Chandler.
We talk about a new truck. Once again, this is a new truck, Bigfoot 10.
A lot of the Bigfoot trucks are out there in a solid blue. You see the red and yellow stripe down the side. That's an indication that it is an all-out racing truck built specifically for race truck. It's supposed to do this. And it does this.
And that is win races. Win races he does. Andy Brass takes the victory here in round 2.
Well, the Nightmare crew, they know they took a shot. They're new to the sport. They'll be around someday.
Once again, the fans have really crammed under that overhang of the grandstand and stay dry here this afternoon. As there is a look at Fred Schaefer in the Dodge. That is Barefoot. Fred Schaefer out of Pontoon Beach, Illinois, the veteran drag racer who brings his many years of racing talent and experience to this type of competition. And he goes up against the youngster from Woodlands, Texas, Scott Stevens, who has moved the King Crunch Auto Value operation to Indianapolis, Indiana, to be more centrally located for these long hauls around the country.
That's a smart move. He says he can really save a lot of time and money by basing out of Indianapolis. But right now, time is not on his side. Fred Schaefer just a door on him.
Fred Schaefer has really come on strong the mid part of this season. He is really a factor to be reckoned with now.
Well, the horsepower has always been there. The question in this sport is the chances. He's running the Chrysler Hemi engine. This engine was so popular, they put it back into production because they know it'll make horsepower.
All right, Fred takes the victory. He's standing by with Army Armstrong.
Okay, Fred, let me jump in here real quick. Like anything else, if you believe in what you're doing, you just got to take the bitter with the sweet and just keep going after it. Today could be that first win for you.
Could be, Army. We'll just hang in there. We're not having any problems today. Everything looks good, and I think we got fast time right now, and looks real good.
Well, Fred did run a 5:36, which could mean lane choice for the rest of the afternoon. We'll have more round 2 action coming up, so stay with us. Welcome back to Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. There has been a break in the weather, but not in the racing action as round 2 continues. The final race of round 2. A brand new truck on the circuit. This is Overkill with Steve Hess out of Haviland, Ohio.
Okay, now Hess has teamed up with Marty Garza out of South Texas. In the previous round, he put the South Florida guy on the trailer big time. Tropical Thunder, no way could handle this new truck. The Overkill truck, engine located to the rear. Driver Steve Hess has been around. Garza's been around. They're pooling their efforts to try to go to head of this monster truck field. But in order to do that, you got to get past guys like this.
Colt Cobra out of Cobra Creek, Colorado. There's a mouthful. The Snakebite truck. And this will be the final matchup in round 2 competition. Overkill, a new truck with a veteran driver against the Snakebite.
Both drivers working alike. Boy, they both lead good. Garza up a little bit in the far lane. Not going to work for him. Snakebite.
Now, the Snakebite made that one look easy.
Again, when they land, they're shooting away from the other guy, though. Boy, they do not want to get anywhere near that center lane, do they, Gary?
So now we'll take a look at the matchups going into the semifinals. Bigfoot against Nightmare. Barefoot against Snakebite. And one of those 4 will take the victory here this afternoon in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. There is a look at Nightmare.
Now, this truck was previously driven by Steve Hess, driver of the Overkill truck. You got to remember, it's kind of like the silly season in NASCAR. These guys are starting to move around. seek the level of competition they want to be. There is one consistency. The Blue Fords still run quick.
Andy Brass is in the cockpit of Bigfoot number 10. There's no changing of drivers in that particular vehicle. And it's going to be, once again, all Andy Brass. So Andy Brass will be in the final championship. He crosses the center line, but no contact. Remember, the rule states if you cross and make contact, you're disqualified.
Something broke on that truck. When he landed, you could see him working the throttle. He had to burp the throttle trying to get it settled down. Watch it. He'll land. Relatively good land. Now it comes good land for a monster truck. Now it comes around. Now he has to go to the throttle right now. Watch the wheels spin. See?
Once again, he crossed the center line but made no contact, so that victory will stand as we take a look at Barefoot, the Dodge with the big Dodge Hemi. And this is Fred Schaefer, and he goes up against Colt Cobra in snakebite.
This reminds you of when you're in high school and the two bullies walked into the gym at the same time. Neither one was going to blink. This time, one's in a Ford in the far lane, one's in the Dodge in the near lane. Watch no man's land.
The winner goes to the final shootout. It's all Fred Schaefer.
Wow, big time.
And snakebite crosses the center line. And look at the jubilation from the crew there as Fred Schaefer will go up against Andy Brass and Bigfoot in the championship. Could this be his day? Could this be the first victory for the Dodge?
Gary, you can feel the drama starting to build right now. Schaefer wants to drill that big Blue Ford.
And as we take a look at the replay as Fred Schaefer knocks out snakebite, remember the last time Schaefer and Andy Brass were side by side in the championship heat, Fred won, but was disqualified for crossing the center line and making contact with that big blue truck. So he'll certainly have that in mind as he prepares for the championship shootout here at Bloomsburg. He's back in the paddock area, climbs out of the truck, and Army Armstrong is down there with Fred Schaefer.
Fred Schaefer, just to make a long story short, this could be the run you have been looking for.
This is the one, Army. This is the one I'm going to really concentrate on and put it all together.
Who gets lane choice?
I have to check the times, but I've been running faster every run all day. I think it's going to be me.
Just call it the Dr. Scholl's Championship because it's an all-foot shootout coming up next.